Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Lisa, the place where you learn real English for real life. I am Lisa.
And I am Paul. Hello to all our wonderful listeners tuning in from all over the world today.
Paul, today we have a fascinating psychological and grammatical topic. In the first 10 seconds, I want to explain how native speakers communicate compared to new English learners when someone makes a mistake.
I am listening closely. What is the big difference?
When someone says a wrong fact, a beginner English learner will often say, "No, you are wrong. It is this." But a native English speaker will almost never say, "You are wrong." Instead, a native speaker will use a softening word, specifically the word actually, to correct the person gently and politely without hurting their feelings.
Ah, wow. You are wrong versus, well, actually, that is a huge difference in feeling. One sounds like a fight and the other sounds like a friendly chat.
Exactly. Correcting someone is a very dangerous moment in any conversation. If you do it badly, the other person feels embarrassed, stupid, or angry. If you do it well, the conversation continues smoothly and everyone stays happy.
This is so important. I know that in my early days of learning languages, I definitely offended people by being too direct. I just didn't have the vocabulary to be polite.
That is exactly why we are dedicating this entire massive lesson to the art of polite correction. We are going to teach you the magic of the word actually. We will look at how to pronounce it, where to put it in a sentence, and what words to pair it with.
And we are also going to look at the biggest trap involving the word actually, the false friend mistake.
Yes, if you speak Spanish, French, Italian, or Portuguese, you must pay close attention to the middle of this lesson, because actually does not mean what you think it means.
I am ready to learn. Let's start with a bad example. Let's show our listeners what not to do.
Perfect. In this first situation, Paul and I are friends having coffee. We are talking about a famous movie, The Titanic. Listen to how Paul corrects a mistake I make. It is going to be very uncomfortable. "Oh, Paul, I watched the movie Titanic again last night. It is such a sad story. I can't believe the ship sank in 1915.
No, you are wrong, Lisa.
Excuse me?
You are incorrect. It did not sink in 1915. It sank in 1912. Your information is bad.
Wow. Okay, Paul. You don't have to be so aggressive about it. I just made a small mistake with the year.
But facts are facts. I'm just telling you the truth. You said 1915. The truth is 1912. You were wrong.
Well, you're rude. I don't want to talk about movies with you anymore. Okay, cut. Paul, that was terrible. You sounded like a very angry robot.
I felt like an angry robot. You are incorrect. Your information is bad. It felt so aggressive to say those words out loud.
Let's break down exactly why that conversation failed so miserably. The problem was not the facts. You were right, the Titanic sank in 1912. The problem was your delivery.
Yes, I started my sentence with the word no.
In English conversation, starting a sentence with a hard, sharp no creates an immediate wall between you and the other person. It stops the flow of conversation. It feels like a slap in the face.
And then I followed the no with you are wrong.
You are wrong is a direct attack on the person's intelligence. In English culture, we value something called negative politeness. This means we try very hard not to impose on other people or make them look bad. We call it saving face.
Saving face, that means protecting someone's dignity or reputation in public.
Exactly. When you said, "You are wrong," you destroyed my face. You made me look foolish.
I am so sorry, Lisa. How can I correct your fact without destroying your face?
We use the magic word, Actually.
Actually. A-C-T-U-A-L-L-Y.
Yes, the word actually is an adverb. It means in fact or in reality. But in daily conversation, its primary job is to act as a shock absorber. It softens the impact of a correction.
A shock absorber, like on a car. When you hit a bump in the road, it makes it feel smooth.
That is a brilliant metaphor, Paul. Yes, when someone makes a mistake, it's a bump in the conversation. The word actually absorbs the shock, so the conversation stays smooth.
Okay, so instead of no, you are wrong, it sank in 1912, where do I put the word actually?
You can put it at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle before the verb, but to make it really polite, we usually combine it with another buffer word, well.
Well, actually.
Yes. Well, actually, I think it sank in 1912. Let's analyze that sentence because it is a masterpiece of English politeness.
I see three polite things in that sentence. Number one, well. It's a hesitation word. It shows I'm thinking, not just attacking. Number two, actually, the shock absorber. Number three, I think.
Yes. Why do we use I think when we know it's a fact? You know it sank in 1912. Why do you say I think?
Because saying I think leaves a tiny window of doubt. It means I'm pretty sure, but I'm not acting like a dictator of facts. It allows you, the other person, to save face.
Precisely. It makes the correction a suggestion rather than a command. Well, actually, I think it sank in 1912. It feels friendly. It feels collaborative.
Wow, the psychology of English is fascinating. Before we practice this in a new situation, Lisa, can we talk about pronunciation?
We must. The spelling of actually is very confusing. A-C-T-U-A-L-L-Y. It looks like it should have 4 syllables. Ak-chuh-lee.
Yes, many students say actually.
Native speakers are lazy, Paul. We crush the syllables together. We don't say 4 syllables, we say 3.
3 syllables.
Yes, the TU in the middle makes a ch sound, like in cheese or church.
So the first part is ak-chuh.
Yes, ak-chuh. And the ending is lee. Put it together, actually.
Actually.
Perfect. The stress is heavy on the first syllable, actually.
Actually. Well, actually.
And the tone of your voice is very important. If you say it with a hard, flat voice, it still sounds mean. Listen, well, actually, it was 1912.
That sounds like a computer that's disappointed in me.
Yes, you need a friendly, rising intonation. Well, actually, I think it was 1912.
The melody goes up.
Well, actually, it sounds very warm.
Let's put this into practice. Let's redo the exact same situation about the Titanic, but this time, Paul, you are a master of polite English conversation.
I am ready. I have my shock absorbers installed.
Situation 2. Acting. Oh, Paul, I watched the movie Titanic again last night. It is such a sad story. I can't believe the ship sank in 1915.
Oh, it is a very sad movie. But, well, actually, Lisa, I think it sank a bit earlier. If I remember correctly, it was 1912.
1912? Oh, you are totally right. 1912. Wow, over 100 years ago.
Yes, a long time ago. Did you watch the version with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I did. He was so young in that film. End of situation 2. Cut. Paul, that was magnificent.
It felt so much better. There was no fight. There was no wall.
You did several amazing things there. First, you agreed with my general emotion before correcting me. I said it was a sad story. You said, oh, it is a very sad movie, but...
Yes, validation. I validated your feelings before correcting your math.
Then you used the magic formula. Well, actually, I think, and then you added another incredible softening phrase.
If I remember correctly.
If I remember correctly. This is top-tier advanced English. Even if you are 100% sure, saying, if I remember correctly, or if I'm not mistaken, is the ultimate way to protect the other person's pride.
It says, hey, maybe my brain is wrong, but my brain tells me the answer is 1912.
Exactly. And notice my reaction. Because you were so polite, I didn't feel defensive. I just said, oh, you are totally right. I accepted the correction happily, and the conversation flowed directly into talking about the actors.
That is the power of diplomacy. Let me summarize the polite correction formula for our listeners. Get your notebooks ready, everyone.
Please write these down. They will save your conversations.
Formula 1. Well, actually, I think... Correct fact. Example. Well, actually, I think the meeting is at 3 p.m., not 2 p.m.
Formula 2. Actually, if I remember correctly, correct fact. Example, actually, if I remember correctly, her name is Sarah, not Sandra.
Formula 3. I might be wrong, but actually, I think the train departs from platform 4.
I might be wrong, but is fantastic. You are taking the risk of being wrong onto your own shoulders, which makes the other person feel perfectly safe.
Okay, Lisa. I feel very confident about using actually to correct facts. But earlier in the lesson, you mentioned a false friend trap. You said that many learners use this word completely wrong.
Yes, this is a massive issue for speakers of Romance languages. Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, Romanian. If your native language is one of these, listen very, very closely.
Let's do a role play to demonstrate the mistake. I will pretend to be an English learner making this specific error.
Perfect. In this situation, Paul and I are catching up after not seeing each other for a year. I am going to ask him about his job. Situation 3. Acting. Paul, it is so good to see you. It has been almost a year. How are you doing?
Lisa, I'm doing great, thank you.
The last time we spoke, you were studying at university. Have you graduated? Are you working?
Yes, I graduated in May. Actually, I'm working at a bank in the city center.
Oh, you said actually, so you aren't working at a bank? Or is it a secret bank? Did I say something wrong?
No, I mean, actually, right now, in this moment, my job is at the bank.
Oh, you mean currently you are working at a bank.
Yes, actually, I'm a bank teller.
Paul, you keep saying actually. It's confusing my brain. End of situation 3. Okay, let's stop the role play. Paul, you played the confused learner perfectly.
I know exactly why learners do this. In Spanish, the word is actualmente. In French, it's actuellement. In Portuguese, atualmente. And in Italian, attualmente. And in all of those languages, the word means currently, nowadays, or at the present time.
It is so logical for a learner to think, the English word actually looks exactly like my word. It must mean currently.
But it doesn't. This is why it's called a false friend. The word looks like your friend, but it's a liar.
Yes. In English, actually does not mean currently. It never means at this moment. It never means nowadays.
So if I say, actually, I'm working at a bank, what does an English speaker hear?
Because actually is used for correction or surprise, an English speaker hears a contrast. I asked, are you working? If you say, actually, I'm working at a bank, I hear, you probably thought I was unemployed, but surprise, in reality, I am working at a bank.
Oh, it sounds like I'm correcting a false assumption.
Yes, it sounds defensive. It sounds like you are saying, despite what you might believe, I do have a job. It creates confusion because I didn't assume you were unemployed.
So, how do I talk about my present life without using the false friend? What are the correct English words for actualmente?
You have 3 wonderful, safe options. Write these down. Option 1, currently. Option 2, right now. Option 3, at the moment.
Let me try the scene again using the correct words.
Are you working?
Yes, I graduated in May. Currently, I am working at a bank.
Beautiful, clear, and professional.
Yes, right now, I am a bank teller.
Excellent, very natural.
At the moment, I am working in the city center.
Perfect. All 3 of those options tell me about your present time, your present status, without any confusing shock absorbers or corrections.
This is such a critical distinction. Currently equals happening now. Actually equals in reality, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. Now, to make this even clearer, let's create a sentence that uses both words correctly.
Ooh, a challenge. Let me think. Okay, I have one. Imagine my mother wants me to be a doctor. She tells everyone I am studying medicine, but the reality is different. My mother tells people I am a doctor. Currently, I am studying at university, but actually, my major is art history, not medicine.
Paul, that is a masterpiece of a sentence. Let's analyze it for the listeners. Currently, I am studying. This means right now in time. But actually, my major is art history. This means, in reality, to correct the false fact my mother told you, the truth is art history.
Wow, seeing them side by side makes the difference perfectly clear. Currently relates to time, actually relates to truth.
Currently relates to time. Actually relates to truth. That is a brilliant rule. We should put that on a t-shirt.
So, Lisa, we have learned actually for polite correction, and we have learned not to use it for time. Are there any other ways native speakers use actually?
Yes, we use it to express surprise or to make a confession.
Surprise and confession. Explain what you mean.
Sometimes the false expectation isn't a mistake someone else made. Sometimes the false expectation is just general logic. You use actually to introduce a fact that is surprising, unexpected, or counterintuitive.
Can you give me a situation?
Let's say we go to a terrible, cheap restaurant. The place is dirty, the waiter is rude, the food looks awful.
Okay, I'm expecting the food to taste terrible.
Right, you take a bite of the pizza, you chew it, and you are shocked. It is delicious. You would say, wow, this pizza is actually really good.
Wow, this pizza is actually really good.
Yes, you are correcting the expectation. The expectation was bad pizza. The reality is good pizza. The word actually bridges the gap between expectation and reality.
I see. Let me try one. Imagine a movie. Everyone said the new action movie was boring. The reviews were terrible. But I watched it and I loved it. I would tell my friend, I know the reviews were bad, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Exactly. It shows that your opinion goes against the expectation.
What about the confession meaning you mentioned?
A confession is when you admit something that you are a little embarrassed about, or something that contradicts what you just said. It usually comes at the end of a sentence.
Give me an example of a confession.
Suppose I tell you, I hate pop music. I only listen to classical Mozart.
Okay, you are very sophisticated.
But then a Taylor Swift song comes on the radio, and I start tapping my foot. I might smile and say, well, I like this song, actually.
I like this song, actually. By putting it at the end, it sounds like a soft admission of a secret.
Yes, it softens the contradiction. You can also use it to politely decline an offer.
How do you decline an offer with actually?
Imagine you invite me to dinner. You say, Lisa, do you want to get sushi tonight?
And you hate sushi?
Or maybe I already ate. If I just say, no, I already ate, it sounds a bit blunt. But if I say, I just ate a big sandwich actually, but thank you for the invite.
Ah, I just ate a big sandwich, actually. It makes the refusal sound much more polite and apologetic. It says, the reality is that my stomach is full, so please don't be offended.
Exactly. The word actually is a social lubricant. It makes human interaction less jagged and more smooth.
Lisa, I'm starting to think actually is the most important word in the English language.
It is definitely in the top 10 for conversational fluency. But Paul, there's one situation we haven't covered yet, a situation where correcting someone is extremely high stakes.
High stakes. You mean the workplace? Correcting the boss?
Yes, correcting a friend is one thing. Correcting your boss, a senior manager, or an important client requires ninja-level diplomacy.
I agree. If you say, well, actually, boss, you are wrong, you might get fired.
Let's do a final role play. I'll be the strict boss. You're the employee. I'm going to make a factual mistake about a project deadline. Let's see how you correct me professionally.
I'm nervous. Let me put on my professional suit. Okay, I'm ready.
Situation 4. Acting. Good morning, Paul. Let's review the marketing project. I need the final report submitted by Wednesday afternoon, correct?
Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for checking in. Regarding the deadline, I was under the impression that we had agreed on Friday morning for the final submission. Actually, I have the timeline document right here if you'd like to review it.
Friday morning? Let me check my calendar. Ah, yes, I see it now. You are correct, Paul. Friday morning it is. Please continue your good work.
Thank you, Lisa. I will have it ready by Friday.
End of situation 4. Cut! Paul, that was a masterclass in corporate communication. You deserve a promotion.
Phew, I survived. I kept my job.
You did more than keep your job. You proved you're a professional. Let's break down the magic phrases you used. The most powerful one was, I was under the impression that.
I was under the impression that.
This is the ultimate saving face phrase in business English. It means, my brain believes this is the truth, but I'm not accusing you of being wrong. Maybe my impression is mistaken.
It removes all the blame. It doesn't say, you said Friday. It says, my impression was Friday. It's completely neutral.
Yes, it's brilliant. Let's give our listeners a few more variations of this professional phrase.
Variation 1. My understanding was that. Example, my understanding was that the budget was approved last week.
I might be mistaken, but I thought the client requested a blue logo, not a red one.
Actually, looking at the notes here, it seems... Actually, looking at the spreadsheet, it seems our sales increased, not decreased.
Notice how Paul used it seems. He didn't say, the spreadsheet proves you are wrong. He said, it seems. It is all about softening, softening, softening.
In English business culture, being soft and indirect is actually a sign of confidence and professionalism. Being loud and direct is a sign of amateurism.
That is a profound observation, Paul. It is absolutely true.
Okay, Lisa, we have learned so many ways to use actually and its softening friends. Are there any alternatives to the word actually? What if I use it too much?
Good question. If you repeat actually 10 times in a conversation, it loses its power. You can use synonyms.
Synonym 1. In fact. I didn't lose the game. In fact, I won first place.
Synonym 2. As a matter of fact. I am not tired. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of energy today.
As a matter of fact is a great phrase. It sounds very confident.
Synonym 3. To be honest. Did you like the movie? Well, to be honest, I thought it was a bit boring.
To be honest acts like a shock absorber, too. It prepares the listener for a contrary opinion.
Yes, all of these phrases, Actually, in fact, as a matter of fact, to be honest, they all serve the same conversational purpose. They manage the gap between what someone expects and what the reality is.
Lisa, my brain is full of amazing vocabulary. This lesson was actually incredible.
Good use of the word. I think it is time for our mega review. Let's put everything we learned into a cohesive story to help our listeners memorize the concepts.
Challenge accepted. I will tell a short story about my weekend using the phrases from today's lesson. Listeners, try to spot the polite corrections, the surprises, and the proper use of time words.
Take it away, Paul.
Okay. Last weekend, my friend David called me. He said, "Hey, Paul, I know you're unemployed right now. Let's go get cheap burgers." I replied, "Well, actually, David, I think you missed my last text message. Currently, I'm working as a manager at a software company. I got the job last month." David was shocked. He said, "Oh, I thought you were terrible with computers." I smiled and said, "I might be mistaken, but if I remember correctly, I helped you build your website last year. As a matter of fact, I love technology." David apologized and said, "You're right. So do you want a cheap burger?" I told him, to be honest, I just ate a huge lunch, actually. But I was under the impression that you owed me a coffee from last time. Let's do that instead. And so we went for coffee, and the coffee was actually delicious.
Standing ovation! Paul, that was brilliant. You packed every single lesson into one natural, flowing story. Let's review what you did.
Thank you. I used, well, actually, I think, to correct his assumption about my job, currently, to talk about my present employment, avoiding the false friend. I might be mistaken, but if I remember correctly, to gently remind him of my computer skills without attacking his memory. As a matter of fact, to strongly state my love of technology. To be honest, and actually, at the end of the sentence, to politely decline the burger. I was under the impression that to professionally demand a free coffee and actually delicious to show surprise at the quality of the coffee.
It was a masterpiece of communicative competence. Listeners, if you can navigate a conversation like Paul just did, you will be considered an incredibly fluent, polite, and charming English speaker. People will love talking to you.
The secret to speaking a language is not just knowing the grammar rules, it's understanding how the people think and how they treat each other. Learning how to be polite in English is just as important as learning the past tense.
I couldn't agree more. Language is culture, and culture is language. Well, Paul, we have reached the end of this massive deep dive lesson on the word actually.
I feel very proud of what we covered today. But before we say goodbye, we must give our listeners their homework challenge.
Absolutely. We want you to practice these exact phrases in the comments below. Reading is good, but producing the language is how you truly learn.
We have a two-part challenge for you today. Part 1, the polite correction. Imagine I'm your friend and I say this to you. I think learning English is impossible because the grammar is too hard.
How would you politely disagree with me?
Use the formulas. Start your comment with, "Well, actually, I think," or "I see what you mean, but actually." Write your polite disagreement in the comments. Tell Paul why English is possible to learn.
Part 2, the currently practice. We want to cure the false friend disease forever. Tell us what you are doing in your life right now.
Start your sentence with currently I am, or at the moment I am. Tell us if you're studying, working, traveling, or just relaxing at home, but do not use actually.
Write both answers in the comments below. We read every single comment, and we will reply to help you fix any small errors.
Your participation makes this community amazing. We love reading your stories from all over the world.
Thank you all so much for investing your time with Talk Lisa today. If you found this deep dive lesson helpful, please hit the like button.
And please subscribe to the channel and share this video with any friends who might be translating actualmente into actually. You can save them from making a big mistake.
You will be a hero. Keep practicing your diplomacy, keep using your shock absorbers, and remember that being polite is a superpower.
We'll see you in the next episode for more real English conversation. Have a wonderful, polite, and actually amazing day. Bye for now, everyone.